Y'all, I am so dumb. I'm so dumb. I thought I was live this entire time. Like I had that timer going that I usually have when I oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. I had that timer going of the like, oops, I'm running late, so here's a sprint until I can get going. And I even had a moment where I was like, I went to Twitch and I was like, why is nothing happening? I don't know. I guess everything's fine. Um, wow. Anyways, welcome. Hi. And like I was even telling a story and I was like, why are these buttons looking all weird? I don't understand what's going on. Why is there no time running? Oh my God. Anyways, good morning. Despite that, I'm actually quite awake right now. I know it doesn't seem it. Like, how could I have forgotten that? I don't know. I started that timer at like 10 a.m. I started that timer and I told myself to like go live as soon as I hit that timer. Oh, you know what? Like going live is a two-step process. So I'm wondering if I hit go live and then did not hit the confirmation button. Anyways, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Sorry for the real dumb start here. Hey, Elliot. Hey, Courtney. Hopefully everybody will start coming back once they see this is live. Because that was a real dumb moment right there. I don't know. I've been having a morning. I had that meeting that ran late, and then I have to go help my roommate's mother. She just bought a house. I have to like start the what color to paint the wall consultation because that's stuff that I'm good at. And of course I found that out at 10 o'clock last night. Like, hey, we're going to the house tomorrow at 11 a.m. Like I can't even go at 11 a.m. All right, come by at noon. So already my day is busier than I wanted it to be. Also, during that 20-minute sprint that you all were supposed to have but didn't, I finished up my Shifter novel yesterday. So I am back onto my demon novella that ended up being too long. And I had to completely rewrite the first sentence already because I literally could not understand what I was saying. So that's not a great sign of how this edit is going to go. And I'm irritated with one of my writing groups right now because for some reason everybody in the group is insanely against Kindle Unlimited, to the point where like I honestly like I don't care if you want to be in Kindle Unlimited or not, it's okay, but also it's that like spreading falsehoods that they are at that point of because they hate it so much that they just like make up lies about it. So I am constantly in a oh god, what's the term? Disinformation loop. I don't know. And it's funny because they act like it's the most complicated thing in the world, Kindle Unlimited. It's not. It's clicking a button or possibly clicking another button. It's the easiest thing in the world. The only thing that can possibly go wrong is if you're trying to get into it with a book that's already published, that was like already wide. Sometimes it's difficult unpublishing things. That's it, though. That is like the most complicated that Kindle Unlimited could be. So anyways, let's go ahead and get some sprints going, and I will see if I can get past the first sentence here. Look, and it's funny because I also thought in the middle of that I had forgotten to mute myself, and then I was like apologizing for not muting to nobody because I wasn't live. Okay. So let's go ahead and do a 15-minute sprint, get this day going. Hopefully everybody will gravitate back. My bad, y'all. I'll see you guys in 15. Okay, time is up. I was working the entire time and I only got 4 paragraphs in. 2 of those paragraphs are only one sentence. I'm doing great for edit. I got hung up trying to figure out if there was a word for putting somebody into a coma. And I don't know. I wasn't able to find a word for that. The closest I could come up with was there were some suggestions for anesthetize, but like anesthetize is not putting somebody into a coma. It can be, but could also be like a shot of Novocaine. So I guess there is not a word for that. God, I feel like there is a word for that. But yeah, I have a situation where these people are being given a medication that is supposed to cure them, and instead it's doing that. And at this point, they're using it deliberately because they don't have enough of the actual cure medication. So it's still a good thing that they're being put into this basically medically induced coma. But yeah, I just wasted, that was probably 10 minutes of that session trying to figure out the word for that. So let me know how the rest of y'all did. Hopefully y'all did that, did better than me on that. I guess the problem was that it's something that I feel like there is a word for, but there is not. Because that word is anesthetize, and it's just not actually the right word. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be one of those days. But you know what? I finished that edit of the words. Why am I dumb today? I went out last night, and I feel like I'm probably dumb because I went out last night, and I don't usually go out. Not even drinking. I don't drink. I just don't socialize. Oh no. Oh, Olivera is having washing machine problems. That is terrible. I've had to like do really crazy repairs to washing machines before, and every single time it's the worst thing that I've ever had to do. I have a washing machine that like sometimes the lock on the lid does not unlock when it's done, and it's this epic battle that of course you have no idea what to do because you're fighting a giant box. So I am sorry. Yeah. Courtney got 7:24 but has to go to work. I'm sorry. Last night I went out with a bunch of friends from where I used to work. It was one of their birthdays, so it was that group and his mom and his sister. Basically the group is his roommates and his mom and his sister and me, who's obviously very close with all of them. But, we don't see each other anymore because of everything going on. And so there is definitely a moment where his mom was like, "So how's work going?" to me. And I was like, "Oh, I don't have a job." And then the entire rest of the night was references to work and me being like, "Not a problem, I know." Do I have to go back to work soon? Probably. But I feel like I made the right decision in taking at least a 6-month sabbatical. If it's not going to be a full-time, I am in fact making enough of writing to support myself. Life goals. Greg is also here. And I mean, Viola, if you are working on commission stuff, I support that. That is making money right there. Again, that's kind of that weird boat that I am in where I'm not working, but also I still need to have income while I build up my like reader base. So I also am doing stuff for commission to make my bank account look just a little bit better. Also, I just started Amazon Associates. I've actually been in it for a little while, but wasn't really pushing it I didn't realize that they had like goals that you had to meet to stay in the program. So I wasn't pushing it. I was like, if I get anything from this, that'll be a cool little extra bonus. So I finally did, like, I redirected one of my ads to my website so I could actually get those associate commissions and or bounties they call them. And I discovered that, like, if you go to Amazon via an associate link, you don't actually have to buy the product that was linked. So of course, like, it's all of my books, or like if it's in one of my blog posts that's recommending a book, it'll be links to those. But I also yesterday made, I believe it was $2 off of a set of Tupperware. So I'm like, oh, now I'm just gonna like be posting these links everywhere I can. And by dumb luck, like, go ahead, click that link and just buy something. I don't care what you buy. Are you making a big purchase? Here, go find it this way. I didn't do it to like make a bunch of money. I just figured it would be a little extra coming in at some point. Oh, it was because there's actually a really good reason that I joined Amazon Associates. And that's because Facebook is real funny about Amazon links, Facebook ads. Sometimes Facebook ads will go through this period where they're like, no, you can't link to Amazon. It has to be to your website. I don't know why they do it. And then it goes away. But I know that I lose sales by having it linked to my website. Like, it's just one more click that people don't necessarily want to do. So when that happened, I said, well, let me do associates, and then at least I'll be getting a little bit more money off of what sales I do get. And then, of course, it turned out that I needed to hit this goal. So I hit that goal. Let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We're going to go for 15 again, and we're going to cross our fingers that I get more than 2 paragraphs done. Go. Okay, that is time. Let me know how y'all did. I feel like I need to make myself a really complicated calculator to keep track of my progress on this, because I am editing and I do have this goal of getting this thing to 40,000 words. It is at 53,395. So it is way too many words. But in order to figure this out, I would have to use probably an Excel spreadsheet. I don't hate doing it, but also when I'm talking to you guys, I really hate having to do crazy calculations. I'm back, but hold on. I'm doing maths. Yeah, so it's okay. So I'm trying to get rid of 13,395 words. And yeah, I just feel like that math would be way too complicated for me to try to do midstream. Also, good morning, Laura. Thank you for joining us. Let me know how you guys did while I mull over how much I want to do this or not. Because the more I sit here and think about it, the more I'm I should do this. I should absolutely fuss with Excel and get myself to the point where I can do these calculations easy. No, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing for me to do. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. I really like to be able to give you some sort of progress. And the last thing that I edited, I was in Scrivener. So Scrivener is the one thing that I will give it credit for, is it's very easy to see your progress step by step by step. And it's not, I'm using WaveMaker on this one, so it is not as easy. Let's see. Laura finished a redraft of a horror flash fiction this morning of a city labyrinth with dark creatures roaming, hunting. So fun. I really need to start. No. I was going to say I really need to start doing flash fiction again, but I don't, because I need to make money. And that is getting these books finished and doing advertising and getting my book covers done, so I'm not hemorrhaging money on book covers. So no, but one day I have goals to start writing flash fiction again. One day. And Greg got nothing done yet because I was still gearing up, getting a drink, opening up the file, etc. We'll do better next sprint. Understandable. We all have to get ourselves started. I do, especially with these morning sprints. But that's also why usually I start out with a shorter 10-minute sprint. I feel like 10 minutes is enough time for myself to get going so I can be motivated through the rest of it. And yes, that is an entire short story. The good news with this edit, I normally don't overwrite, and technically I don't consider this story to be overwritten necessarily, but I was really pushing the relationship issues in it, and it completely drained the lightness out of the story. And I usually this whole rest of the series has been pretty light, so I think I'm actually going to be able to cut that much out of it, because I'm just going to basically be cutting out this, not the entire subplot, but I'm going to be cutting out a lot of the depressing thoughts going on during it, and I'm going to be pulling them up by their bootstraps a lot more. And you got your commission stuff settled. Awesome. And oh my gosh, Laura, that's fantastic. Laura sold her first short story that was published in an anthology in January 11th. That's fantastic. I used to write pretty primarily flash fiction and sell it. And I mean, it wasn't living wages by any means, but it was like a couple $100 a month, and it was really good. And then that market kind of dropped for a while. And I think it's, from the looks of it, it's kind of picking up again, with a lot more anthologies than there used to be. But I don't, it was kind of when everything started to go like to e-publishing, then like all the flash fiction stuff kind of for a little bit. And that's how I got into full length stuff. But yeah, there is definitely that temptation. And now I have a bunch of people in my writing groups talking about medium. And so like definitely that temptation is there. And I gotta at least like finish these current projects that I'm on before I decide to pick up new ones. And Elizabeth got 636 for the last two sprints. That's okay. I mean, that's fantastic for some people. I know for you it is less fantastic, but it's still 636. Yeah, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We'll keep these going. I would, I can't believe I'm saying this. Usually when I'm editing, I can finish a scene in like 10 to 20 minutes. And right now I'm like, maybe I'll finish this first scene by the end of the show. I hate that, but that's okay. We're going to go for 15. I'll see you guys. Gosh, what time is it? Oh my God, it's 11:09 already. It's 11:10 already. I'll see you guys at 11:25 Eastern. Don't mind me. I'm just having some dumb technical problems. That was the end of that sprint. Let me know how y'all did. I did finish editing that seed. So apparently I just had to bitch about it in order to get it done. And I believe, so I feel like last time I said I was at 53,395. I'm at 231 now. So I deleted like 170 words there. I think that was what I deleted. And Laura shared a bit of what she's working on. Scritch in the outskirts of a tunnel network. The outcast Damien stiffened, the telltale sound of the elongated claws of a maven scratching along the brickwork of the tunnels reverberated through his bones. It was backed by the sound of its writhing, undulating hair brushing along the walls for purchase, seeking out any wayward creatures for food. Sounds fun. Definitely sounds horror. Welcome, Texas. Yes, technical problems are the worst. Pretty much every single one of my technical problems, no. 99% of my technical problems are my own doing. There is that 1% of like, I have a fuse that blows constantly in my room. So I definitely have those like technical problems of everything around me has just died and I have to figure out how to get back to where I was. But this was absolutely me having two separate computers and not being able to handle it at any given moment. Greg wasted a lot of time trying to decide on a single word. Greg, you missed it, but I literally wasted an entire sprint at the beginning of this trying to figure out what the word was for something that at the end of the day, I don't think the word exists. So I feel that. And I am glad that you're slowly getting into the groove today. Since I finished that project yesterday, I wasn't going to jump into another project today, especially because this is something that I just finished writing and I really wanted it to sit a little bit longer. So I'm working on it now. And then I have to, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I have to go look at a house after this for my roommate's mother, which means I'm leaving the house every day this week and I don't like it. I got used to not leaving the house and now everybody keeps wanting me to go somewhere. But I think when I get back, I'm actually going to table this for a moment and do some, I have a book that I self-publish and I'm not great at it. And I just realized that I've actually got two books that are like the most recent additions to series that the rest of the series are in paperback. And I never did the paperback for these two books. So I think when I get back, I'm going to do that formatting. I'm going to be filming it because I want to do a tutorial on how to format paperbacks in Word, which is a nightmare. But also, if you don't have access to other programs, it's what you have to do. But I also just got Affinity Publisher. So this will be the last time I ever use Word to format paperbacks. But like I don't want to do these in Affinity because the rest of the series I didn't, so I want to make sure that they all look the same. But yeah, so once these series are done and I'm not, putting them in paperbacks anymore, I will never be using Word again. It's a nightmare. It takes forever, but I figured out how to do it. So I'm going to be filming it so the rest of the world knows, because it took me, like, part of the problem that I had with doing this formatting was that I could not find a guide anywhere on how to format a paperback for Word. I had to like hobble all kinds of things together. I had to figure out like what was possible and what was not. It was a whole mess for something that really isn't that difficult. It just takes a long time and it's tedious. And there's one massive issue where there's two issues, and both of them are with pagination, that are both fixable, or like you can accommodate them, but there's nothing out there explaining it. I was the one who had to figure out. Every once in a while I'll see somebody post in one of my writing groups that they're having this crazy issue, and I am the person who knows why that crazy issue is happening. I'm like, oh my God, I am the one person in the world who can explain why your page numbers are flipping out. I can do this. I got this, y'all. It's from copy pasting from another book. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing a paperback. So Laura just said, I'm curious about this. Laura said the book Paperbacks from Hell came yesterday. So excited to look through it. It's a compilation of covers and excerpts from pulp horror novels from the 70s and 80s. Going to be great inspiration. Oh my God. I love that. And we're about to go into our next productivity sprint. So I'm going to be looking that up in my next productivity sprint. Let's get this going. Let's see. There we go. I'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Be right back. Okay, that was time on that sprint. We are going to do one more sprint before I call it a day because of that late start that I had. Excuse me. I'm fine. I'm totally awake. I just yawn a lot. Probably an issue when I host all of these things. Thankfully, nobody has ever complained that like I'm making them sleepy for yawning as much as I do. But I do apologize. I'm not tired. I'm not bored. I'm apparently oxygen deprived. Also, I looked into that book that Laura suggested. It is linked there. The Paperbacks from Hell. It looks fascinating. Sometime when I can do some casual reading, that is absolutely going to be in my list. And actually, I totally forgot to see if it is. So it's not in Kindle Unlimited. And I have this rule where I only read things that are in Kindle Unlimited or available on Playbooks, Google Play's book app. Because I get free money from Google Play. So that I never use for games because I don't play phone games. Yes, it is on here. Perfect. Buying now. That is fascinating. It's the history of 70s and 80s horror paperbacks. I'm super excited about that. I don't normally read nonfiction, but like this is absolutely my jam. Also, like I live for documentaries. I was super excited. I recently caved and got Stars because they were offering a really good promo. I got it so that I could catch up on Outlander and also on American Gods. I loved the book American Gods, and I hadn't had a chance to watch the show yet. And I had watched a little bit of Outlander, but like, you know, it's nice bubble fluff. Whatever. I like hated half the time, but that's okay. But anyways, so I got Stars, and the other day, one of my friends was like, have you watched the Nixium special yet on Stars? And I'm like, oh my God, I have access to that now. So I just like totally binged out on Nixium stuff because I am obsessed with cults. I don't know why I'm like this. Obviously, I'm not alone because these specials are everywhere. And also, of course, I'm obsessed with serial killers. I don't know. I've never understood. I've actually like read a bunch of theories on why women have these obsessions with like murder and in cults and stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess there was like many different viewpoints that were presented in the stuff that I read. So I don't know what it is. I just am. Laura worked on American Gods. You do light special effects for my day job. That's fantastic. Laura, I'm curious now. I know it's not Georgia because I've never seen the Made in Georgia thing for it, but I'm curious where American Gods is. And Devin. Okay. So Devin is in Canada. American Gods was filmed in your hometown. Is it all there, or is that just like the most recent season? I know that they're finally at Lakeside, I believe the place is. I'm curious about everything now. I have tons of friends who are in the film industry because it's really strong in Georgia. So now it's something that like when I was younger, I never thought about until I moved to Georgia. But now I'm like always curious about where things are getting made. So yeah, things that I'm curious about now. And Greg edited half a page during the last sprint. You're checking a difficult passage. Everything that I'm reading right now is really difficult. I get it. I don't know. This story is, I did cut a whole bunch of stuff out. So I'm almost to 53 even. You know what? I'm reading. So Laura said that it was mostly filmed in Ontario, Canada, around or near Toronto. Devin said a lot of shows and movies are filmed here. I totally know that because I have a friend who works for Disney that I like a subsidiary of Disney, but he was living in Atlanta for years and years and years, and now lives in. Oh no, no, never mind. He's in Vancouver, so he's works for Disney, but over in Vancouver. Um, Laura is up in Toronto, and we usually work on films and TV shows filmed near us. Yes. Yes, the industry is big there. Again, like things that I never knew or paid attention to until I had friends who were actually in the industry. And it is all fascinating to me. I'm originally from a place where nothing has ever been filmed ever. So I still have those moments of like, of course, like because I'm in Atlanta, the big one that everybody always talks about is The Walking Dead is filmed here. And I have a ton of friends who are like bar buddies of Norman Reedus. And so I don't know. It's just like a weird little world that I live in now. Yeah. So I don't know. It's all fascinating to me. Okay. So let's go ahead and do our last sprint. Al, I can see you. I can see you on YouTube, and now people on Twitch can see you as well. You are here. Oh, I wonder, yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever I filmed last, Jace was having a problem where I guess he was trying to communicate in the chat screen and nothing was popping up. So I guess this is a YouTube glitch that is happening. I'm assuming that's also what's happening to you. So I guess it's a YouTube glitch that's going on right now, but I can see you. You're here. Okay, let's go ahead and do our last sprint for the day, and then I got to go look at this house. We are going to go for 15 minutes, and this, Al, just so you know, this was the first time your message popped up, so you weren't like spamming me. And not, if that clarifies anything, if your messages did not pop up, I did not see them. Oh, I'm sorry, we're just going to have this whole little conversation before I start that next sprint. Greg is having a similar problem. The chat is not updating unless I refresh the whole page. Okay, so I have had that problem before. With YouTube, and also with I've had it with Facebook too. I don't like using the Facebook live event thing because I constantly have that problem. So I wonder if this is that thing, but it's being really grouchy about it right now. Okay. So we are going to go for 15 minutes, and then I will be back to do my farewells. I will probably be back on Twitch later today. I'm just going to do my edits live. Or my formatting live for that paper book, because I have to film it anyways. I may as well film it and also air it, right? Okay. So I will see you guys in 15 minutes. Okay, that was time. Sorry, I was finishing up this paragraph. Uh, really, when that beep happened, I was butchering the spelling of the word provocatively. I absolutely know how to spell provocatively, but it didn't go right. And then, of course, when it goes wrong the first time, then it's suddenly the most difficult. Like, I don't know about y'all, but once it happens, I'm like looking at its root words. Okay, provocatively, that comes from provoke. So are those both O's? I believe they are. Like, I know how to spell provocatively. It's okay. Um, and then that paragraph ended with a little funny line that I had a good laugh at. So I deleted some serious stuff and I kept some funny stuff in, and that is like my goal with this story now. I did get it under 53K, and that is how I'm doing my countdown right now. I started today at I think it was like 53.5, and I'm down to 52.8, and that was just in 2 scenes. And obviously, like, the first 2 scenes are going to have the most editing to them. I'm not thinking I'm going to keep this pace up, but that was progress already. So yay. If I can just this is going to take a couple editing passes more than I'm used to, but I feel like I'm going to be able to cut like crazy and get this thing the tone that I need it to, and also the length that I need it to be. And I feel really good about that. It can be difficult to make 2 things happen the same time. A lot of times it's like cutting that word count while building your characters, stuff like that, or like adding description, and they go against each other. But with this particular story, I happen to have 2 goals that are in line with each other. So yay. So that is it for this show. But I will be back on Twitch later today. Probably I'll be live streaming the formatting for a paperback in a Word, which, if this is something that any of you are curious about, feel free to tune in. I'll probably be back on around 2 or 3 Eastern time to do that. So if any of you are curious about how to format for a paperback in a Word, I will be on Twitch for that. If you are here from YouTube, the link to my Twitch channel is right below in the description. So that is my plans for today. If you don't want to be here later today, I will be on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Today was 10 a.m. Tomorrow will be 8 a.m. So good luck, everybody, with your projects.